On all Boardman AIR, ATT and TTE models, we either use our T8 or T9 fork. The T9 fork is the upgrade on models throughout the range and is our fastest fork and brake setup ever. In this video we will show you how easy it is to assemble, set up and adjust your internal brake system. For this video we will do a complete brake and cable setup using the AIR 9.8. This will be the same method on all models using the T9 fork, including all TTE, AIR 9.4 models and above and ATT models 9.2 and above. To complete the brake setup and adjustment you will need the following tools and parts: a 2, 2.5, 4, 5 and 6mm Allen keys, special Boardman flexible front inner cable with T9 brake noodle, good quality cable cutters, long nose pliers and a torque wrench. When setting up the front brake on any AIR or ATT model with T9 fork, ensure you have your fit data or historical bike data to hand, as you will need to set up your stem height before assembling the front brake, because the brake cable will go through the spacers and stem, meaning that any later adjustment to stem height will require the front brake cable to be set up again. On TTE, the stem height is fixed. Using a 2mm Allen key, remove the brake caliper access covers on the side of the fork legs and put them safely to one side. Using a 2mm Allen key, back the brake caliper spring tension adjuster screws all the way back. This will help when doing the next stage of installation and setup. With the brake outer cable cut to the correct length and the spacers and stem in the correct position for your optimum stem height, remove the left-hand brake arm using the 5mm Allen key. This will make brake cable installation much easier. Pass the outer cable with the flexible inner cable inside it, through the spacers and stem and down the inside of the steerer tube. Feed the inner cable through the noodle, locating the outer cable correctly into the noodle ferrule. With the left-hand brake caliper out of the fork, feed the inner cable around the arc of the pivot on the caliper, and then through the inner cable retention hole on the right-hand caliper arm. Before attaching the cable, place the left brake arm back in position. Be sure to have the small silver brake spring retention stop in the correct location and assemble using the 5mm Allen key to tighten fully. Take the T9 specific compression bung and put in position with the cable running through the slot to the front of the steerer tube for medium to extra large sizes and the rear of the steerer tube for all smaller sizes. This will ensure that you have a shallower angle on the cable for a smoother action. Push the cable in position, ensuring the loop has no tight bends and is still located perfectly through the internal brake parts. The cable should be pushed into position to encourage the left caliper to sit against the fork leg. Using a 6mm Allen key, tighten the compression bung in place. Take the 2mm Allen key and add a couple of turns to the tension screws so both brake arms are located against the inside of the fork leg and have the same tension when pushed. Depending on the rim width at this stage, you may need to add or remove some of the small brake pad spacers to ensure that you have enough space between the rim and pad. You will be able to adjust to fit 28mm race wheels. Pull the brake lever a couple of times to ensure the internal cable is seated correctly. Use the 2mm tension screws on the sides of the calipers to balance the brake and add tension to the system. The pull rate on each side can differ, so you may need an odd amount on each side to balance the brake perfectly. Place the wheel into position and tighten the brake cable retention bolt located on the outside of the right brake lever using the 4mm Allen key, ensuring that you have the desired amount of space between the pad and the rim. Cut the inner cable to the correct length, fit a cable end cap and refit the brake caliper access covers with the 2mm Allen key. When you have the brake feel and setup functioning correctly, ensure that the headset compression and stem are tightened to the correct torque setting and there is no headset play. All T9 forks can also be fitted with our Aero Surface Trip to further enhance the performance of your bike. Full details on this product can be found on our website and fitting instructions come with them. To check out this model and the full award-winning range, why not head over to boardmanbikes.com.